Shalom. First off, I'm going to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash. That's all praises to who the world calls God and Jesus Christ. The true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father and Yahushai for his beloved Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. To the scattered abroad, the confusion of face, the brothers are out there, brothers and sisters out there in these other countries, other heathen nations that look like the other nations, but you're vibing with this word, man. Hey, to you, I say shalom and barakathum. That's peace and blessings, So I wanted to go into this, man, because I was watching the Elder Malcolm video, and he was touching on how the amount of opioid deaths have increased since this coronavirus stuff kicked off. And I'll go into this priest little issue brief from the Advocacy Resource Center. Basically, they detail a lot more about addiction and all that. So peep this. It says, issue brief. Reports of increase in opioid-related overdose, and other concerns during COVID pandemic, and this was on July 8th, 2020. So that's the issue, right? It says, as the COVID-19 global pandemic, the spirit got me saying pandemic, because this thing was all planned, man. These elites planned this whole thing. Continues. So does the nation's opioid epidemic. The AMA is greatly concerned by the increasing number of reports from national, state, and local media suggesting increase in opioid-related mortality, particularly from the illicitly manufactured fentanyl and fentanyl analogs. More than 35 states have reported increases in opioid-related mortality, as well as ongoing concerns for those with mental illness. And a lot of these people that do these drugs like this, man, their mind snaps. And I've seen the before and after pictures of these people and what they look like before this shit hit them hard, man. And their mind snaps, man. It puts demons on them. It says ongoing concerns from those with mental illness or substance use disorder in counties and other areas within the state. This also includes new reports about the need for evidence-based harm reduction services, including sterile needle and syringe services and naloxone. And that's one of the drugs they use to I think the other name for it is, I think it's naltrexone is the other name for it, but basically it's a drug they use for people that overdose. So like they give it to them as a precaution to help them so they don't get that joy of using those drugs anymore, and it stops those receptors. But what this is all showing, and this is a documentary from RT called Ohio, The Road to Addiction and Back. And what this is showing is that Esau is under that stress, and Esau, the so-called white man, he can't take that stress. Now, this was something that Jake dealt with heavily. The substances, the drugs and all that, this because all this is witchcraft, man. And Jake turned to this when he was hopeless, when he was just straight out hopeless. There was no up at all. It was just all down, As soon as they were able to come to in their childhood years, it was all down, man. But now you're seeing Esau go through these woes, and You know, they're catching it. You know, look at the sorrow. You know, these Edomites, man, they're going through it, and this is an evident case that the Lord is putting these people down, man. It's an evident case, man. So I'm gonna get some precepts, man. I don't wanna talk too much, man. The scriptures say it all, you know. So this is Sirach 10, Sirach 10 and 8, Ecclesiasticus. I started 7. It says, "Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both does one commit iniquity." And Esau's been the most proud devil in the world, to the point where he acted like this issue that he created, which was the drug the drug pandemic in the Israelite neighborhoods, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you confusion of face. He created this opioid crisis in our neighborhoods. But what did he say? He pointed the finger at you, and all he said was just say no. But when his own people started going through it, he started coming up with other drugs to help them fight it. And then he called it a mental illness. He called this a disease, which it is. It's a self-inflicted one. But Esau it catapulted this thing throughout our tribes, but now it's happening to him. And what, in his pride, he said we were nothing but thugs and in the bottom half of society, you know. But now it's happening to him. It says because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and righteous dealings was making these drugs and just floating it through the neighborhoods. Injuries and riches got by deceit. And how did he become rich off of that? Off the Israelites, man. Through these prison systems, man. These private prisons where they got paid off of people being there. They did slave labor off of Jake being there. And now it's happening to his kingdom. It says the kingdom is translated from one people to another. You see? And that's what we're seeing, man. The kingdom is being translated from these Edomites, who you would call so-called white people, predominantly in the world today. Because some of our people, some of the Israelites, the true Israelites, will end up looking like them. You know, but according to their bloodline and their father, not according to how they look. You know, they'll groove with his word. And they separate themselves from the average everyday Edomite, man. But the kingdom nonetheless is being translated from these people to the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And this is why you're seeing Esau catch all this hell, dying at dramatic rates. You know, this is why you're seeing this. This is Psalms 73. Psalm 73 and Psalm 75, Salakia. Psalm 75 and 5. It says, "Lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck." And this is what Esau has done. The so-called white man, he's spoken with a proud, stiff neck. Nobody could tell him shit. Nobody can point out his wrongs. You know, he in his glory, he was real proud. It says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south." And what did the scripture say? It says it tells you that Esau had a mindset of he got all these riches by his own strength. Scriptures also tell you he would impute power unto his own, impute glory unto his own gods. You know. It says, "Nor from the south." It says, "But the Most High is judge. He put it down one and set it up another." You see, the Lord has been putting these devils down, and he's setting the kingdom of Israel up. That's why you're seeing Jake come into these high positions. That's why you're seeing these Edomites come under the same torture and subjection that Jake went under. You know, you got people, Esau's being called Karens. That's the Edomite version of a nigga, man. You know, excuse my French, but you know, this devil, his kingdom, his rulership, his status in this world is being put down, and Jake is being rose out. You know, Jake is being roused up, man. He's being put on high. Though we're still at the bottom now, but we can see we're coming out of that, man. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, "In Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee." You see, the Lord is putting all these curses on our enemies, and our chief enemy. You can go to Psalms, I believe it's the 83rd chapter. I'll get it real quick. Psalms 83:1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones," and that's the Israelites. Now it says, "They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, and that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent; they are confederate against thee." And this is all those enemies against Israel and against the Lord. And it starts off with who? The tabernacles of Edom. You Edomites, the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, the Moabites, the Chinese, the Hagarenes, Hamites, Gebal. It says Ammon is the Japanese. Amalek is another tribe of Esau, who you would call the Jewish people today. The Philistines, which are another tribe of the Hamites. The inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. You see? So all these nations have come against Israel, and now these curses are falling upon our enemies, man. With the curses, it tells you that the Lord will send locusts upon the lands. And what's happening over there in Africa with those Hamites, man? Locusts just ripping through the place, man. Scriptures tell you that you should be visited of the Lord with storm and tempest. What's happening over there in China? Mudslides, water, unseasonable temperatures, everything, man. It's all these nations are catching something from the Lord for Israel's sake, man. To show you that the curses are falling on them, man. This is Lamentation. Lamentation 1:21. It says, they have said, it says, Salakia, they have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. All mine enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. And, this is how all the other nations reacted when Jake went down, man. They were glad. They said they clapped the hand. The scriptures tell you that they clapped the hand, as in they were extremely happy and joyous that Jake was going down. It says, Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. And that's what we're seeing in the world, man. These other nations are being put in the same predicament Jake was in. Bottom of the barrel. Esau, chiefly, he's bottom of the barrel. The whole world is starting to hate him. As the scriptures say, thou art greatly despised. All the curses, the drug addiction, the being abused, being fired all the goddamn time. Esau's going through that. And it's an evident sign that Jake is coming up. It says, let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me, for all my transgressions, for my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. And that's what the Lord is doing, man. He's bringing these transgressions that we had he's bringing the punishment that we had for our transgressions, and he's showing Esau that, you know what, you took my word, you took my covenant, and you tried to act like you were the people of the Lord. Now the Lord's putting it on these devils, man, because his time is up. His time is up, man. But Jake, we have a promise from the Lord that he would take us out of this, man. We've been poor, we've been destitute, we went through it, man. Look. This is Sirach 11 and and 11, it says, there is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste and is so much more behind. And that was Jake for the longest time. And we labored. We went through hell. We made haste. We tried to, get money quick on what? We were still lacking in this Edomite system, man. It says, verse 12, again, there is another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability, full of poverty. That's Jake, man. Yet the eye of Yahweh looketh upon him for good, and set him up from his low estate, and lifted up his head from misery, so that many saw from him his peace overall. They get messed up. Let me see if I can get this real quick. Sirach 11 and 13. It says in Sirach 11 and 13, it says, and lifted up his head from his misery, so that many that saw it marveled at him. Yeah, so this is messing up, man. This is messing up. I'm reading in my sword right now. I'm going to read it all over again. Sirach 11 and 11. It says, there is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste, and is so much more behind. And again, it says again, there is another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability, full of poverty, yet the eye of Yahweh looketh upon him for good, and setteth him up from his low estate, and lifted up his head from misery. So it says, so that many that saw it marveled at him. You see? And that's what the world's doing. They're marveling at us, man. It says, verse 14, prosperity in adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from Yahweh. So that's how we know that these Edomites, they're getting this from on high, man. The Lord is turning these curses on our enemies, man. This is Sirach. Let me skip to it. Sirach 25. And Sirach 25 and probably start at I'll go straight to the point. 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. You see? And that's what we're living to see, man. We're seeing the fall of this Edomite, man, and his whole power structure. He is failing. So, Lord willing, this is all edified. I want to say, Kahala, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kodash, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Shalom.